Hello and welcome back to this cool ass channel. If you tell me if you like me, do you like me, am I your type? If you're new here, my name is Joy or Joe, whichever one you prefer. I will not say my real name because you will not butcher it, okay? We're here today with another workout for the free episode. Today we are covering power, full body. We're going to cover a little bit of why power is so important and why you should probably include it maybe twice in the month, twice a month in your workouts. Bring back a conversation that I really wanted to dead for about 2 years because I just needed time to get myself together. I'm starting over in your 30s and what I have learned thus far. So if you have not stretched, please stop me here. I have a 7, I believe, to 12-minute warm-up video somewhere in the archive for you to stretch if you don't necessarily know what to do. I do suggest you stretch. You cannot start this workout without a stretch. We are using very fast twitch muscles, so you need to be able to get it together, girl. Also, one more thing that I do want to say before we get her going. This is intermediate advanced. Today we will be using a medicine ball, 2 dumbbells, and a kettlebell. Also my band, but I am going to, once again, with each of these exercises, I'm going to give you modifications if you don't have certain tools, okay? Go ahead and subscribe now because you're gonna love me. I'm a hoot, okay? We have a good time over here. A lot of you are new here. I appreciate y'all so much. And go ahead and get stretched so we can go ahead and get started so we can talk about some things so I won't just be babbling the entire time, okay? Okay, I am shifting over here to use my band, but I do want to show you the first move that we are doing without the band if you don't have one. Reverse lunge to press, unilateral style, okay? So we're opposite arm to opposite leg. We are going here and then up. If you want to get a little more extreme with it, let's go here, high knee, okay? That's what I'm going to be doing from the with the band rather. So reverse lunge, high knee, same arm, same leg, okay? Now, if you do have a band, long band specifically, we're gonna wrap that bad boy around something that's stationary. Put this right between your kneecap, okay? You already want the resistance there. So same arm, same leg, okay? We are going back, press up, okay? 7 of these on each side. Inhale, exhale out. So of course, with power, you're using those fast twitch muscles. So you want to make sure that you are really driving into those moves. I'm tapping down. Tap down if you need to. Last one. I think I'm doing an extra one. Okay, good. Okay, we are switching over to your other side. Now in the comments or in the description, I'll have more facts about power moves, but it's there to increase your power. I mean, of course, your speed. It's you committing maximum force to create the scenario of maximum power, okay? Breathe. Tap down in this lesson right here. Good. Now, for this next one, your step can be as low as you need to, okay? It does not have to be a high step. I'm gonna repeat that. It does not have to be a high step. It does not have to be the bench. I'm using what I have. Your main objective is that you're going to take your arms with you. A lot of times when you guys do any type of jump variations, you push against, you need to take your arms with, okay? So that's what I want you to keep in mind. We're putting one foot up on the surface. Step, okay? Wherever you are, remember, gauge it. If you've never done this before, I would start at a lower step just to see how it feels, okay? So you have the option. I'm gonna give you your modification now. Your modification is you're gonna lean into this, whatever foot that's stationed on top of the pavement, whatever it is, right? You're stationing it. Take your arms with you as you plyo step. Okay, that's one. That's your modification. Okay, my people who are a bit more advanced, want to challenge themselves a little more, we're going to here, boom. Okay, take that arm with you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't even prepare y'all. I started doing it and it was just like, let's just go for it. We don't have time to play with that thing. We don't play with that. We just gotta go, okay? Take the time that you need. We're going on to the next exercise. Here's your modification for the next exercise. If you have never done bench jump squats, take your seat, same rules, take your arms with you, that's where you are, okay? If you want to challenge yourself a little more, been there, done that. Let's see what else I can do. We're doing depth jumps. So we're going to step down. Once both our feet hit the ground, it's gonna be like popcorn. You're gonna pop up, okay? So you're stepping down. I like to alternate legs with my step down, but you're jumping up with both legs, okay? So it looks like this. Here, okay? Starting from where your level is, I'm gonna alternate sides. You'll see how many we have on the, we got 10 of these things. Sometimes when I write shit out, when I begin to do said shit that has been written out, what were you thinking? And really, a lot of times what I be trying to tell people is they just come to me. Remember Christina Aguilera had the song, Trust the voice within. That's what I do nowadays. Good. Like I said, I like to alternate sides. Whatever you need to do what you need to do, okay? Light landing. Please make sure anytime you're doing plyo moves, one of the main muscles that you want to make sure is good and warm is them ankles, okay? You cannot have weak ankles trying to do plyo moves. It's gonna kick your ass, okay? I think that's 5. 6. Plyo we gonna burn today. 7. 8. Yes, yes, yes. We're almost done. 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. Don't get slow, Jay. Keep it up. Same momentum. That's how we build that endurance. Good. Share a little water. Next exercise. Shit. All right, next move. There are 3 moves in this one move, okay? It's a combination exercise. Combo is what they call it. Okay, so you have a dumbbell hang clean. What is a hang clean? Hang clean. Okay, one more time. Feet grounded on the ground. Hang. Once it gets right towards your hips, come up off your heels, clean. Okay, that's number 1. We're gonna add a step from this box. And once again, your box, bench, whatever tool you're using does not have to be this high, okay? It can be as low as you need to because modifications are completely fine. That's what they're there for. Modifications are there for a reason. So you're going hang clean. When you clean, you're bringing whatever leg up in that clean, okay? For a step, boom, okay? So you want enough space to clean, leg, okay? One more time, I'll do it with this side. You're going hang, clean, okay? This, I'm telling you now, next round, you're not gonna see the shirt. I'm doing the best of what I got, okay? The best of what I got. It's hot. More than anything, it's humid as hell out here. We have 7 on each side, okay? So, join me when you can. If you need to take it down to 5 on each side, 6 on each side, 4 on each side, whatever you need to do what you need to do. These are the moves. Modifications have already been given. We're inhaling here. Exhale when you come up for your clean, okay? So that clean starts off with the small hinge. Boom. Okay. Good. Keep breathing. One smooth move, everybody. I'm not using too heavy of a weight. And you don't have to use too heavy of a weight either. Because the moves are still just as powerful if you're doing them the correct way. So, I mean, too many times you think if you go to the gym or you go and you buy some weights and you get 75 and 80 pound weights, that'll help you reach the goal, but it won't if you're not speaking to those muscles and knowing what those muscles are supposed to be doing with each exercise. I think that's 6, y'all. I'm sure I'll give it away, give you an extra one if I'm wrong. Okay, we're going to the next exercise. Okay, first modification. And if you do not have a medicine ball of any type, but you do have this long band, we're going to use the same movement. So we're doing med ball chest slams, okay? So get in your hinge position, right? Unlock your legs, holding it just like a ball. We are pressing down, okay? And hold it. Make sure the bands are behind you, like so. So you're getting full resistance to press out, okay? Now, for my people who have our good old med ball, with mine, I have to be careful and remember, this bitch is gonna bounce back to you, okay? So we're gonna do those chest slams, 10 of those. I like to get them get the ball like so, holding it like so. So when it returns back to me, this is how my hands are. Women with nails, because you see I have some right now, just be careful when you're doing it, okay? Make sure you're looking at the ball. Don't be afraid of the ball. You're stronger than the ball, okay? The force that you put to the ball is responding back to you in perfect energetic frequency. 3, 4, 5, 6. I tell y'all all the time, if you wanna rip to some people's skull, and I do condone violence. When it's necessary, I condone that shit. Do some ball slams, baby. Take all that energy out on there, okay? We have one more. That's a little cray-cray, but we only have 3 to 4. That's gonna change each round for me possibly, because I don't really know. I haven't done burpees and I don't know how fucking long. So I saw it, I thought about the bench outside, I wanted to do it. Once again, it's all in your head. I don't know, okay? This is the last exercise, bear with me. You know I love you. You know somebody tell you love you right before some bullshit? You know I love you, right? Okay, I love you. Hey you're my fave. All right, we're gonna pray together on this last one and we're gonna be just fine. Just fine. Okay, so here are your options. We're going from a burpee to a lateral jump. Burpee, lateral jump. If burpees aren't your strong suit, you're going to get in your plank position, okay? You're going to go push up, plank, here, turn, okay? I know, girl. I know. It did add another step with you being here, okay? So once again, you don't have to go all the way down. Boom. Up. Turn, because this is a lateral jump. Okay? Jump. Now for my Jones who are a little crazy like me, we're going to do, and typically y'all, I haven't done burpees probably since COVID. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't did burpees. I took burpees out of my regimen a long time ago. I'll give you a half burpee, but I will not give you a full burpee. But this is power. I saw some really impressive moves and things I have been saving and wanting to do, and here we are. Your first option was this, so I don't want to hear the complaining, okay? So we are starting here. Now, that burpee does not have to be perfect, okay? I do want some effort, but because it's a burpee, you know, let's just be smart about this, right? So we're coming up. Okay, that's us. That's it. Boom. As soon as you come up for that burpee and you're here, we're jumping this to that lateral jump. We're only hitting 3 on each side. So let's just, that was 1, okay? It wasn't that bad though. Okay, let's go. It's good old 2. Good old 3. Okay. I ain't turning that camera. You just gonna have to see this, cause that ass. You're just gonna have to experience this ass. Okay? Now, are we the most confident on this side? No, but this is why we do these exercises. Because we gain confidence, ladies and gents and thems and theys. Ready? Let's go. Okay. We gonna say that was a teaser. That's so bad, girl. That's over here. Then we on our first break. Well, I feel like it's been an hour. Shit. That was a little gallop. We'll take her. Okay, get you some water. Break time. Let's talk a little. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Remember, with this, you are making sure that you already have, if you have a band. If you don't have a band, this is not for you. If you have a band, you already want to be in the resistance, okay? Before you start, opposite arm, opposite leg, okay? Whatever leg that's in the band, please don't move it. That's the one that's staying right there, okay? We're doing 7 on each side. Okay, let's go. So, as I stated to you before, right at the beginning of the video, I started over in my 30s. And granted, it's my 30s. So, like, of course, or it's not that bad. But at the same time, I think what's the word I'm looking for? 6, one more. And 7, good. I need to give you details on why starting over was such, ouch, a tester of my gangster. Now, at the age of 32, at 30, in the heat of COVID, September of 2020, I got married. And we had been together for 6 years prior to that. And in my mind, things were going, I wasn't getting hit, I wasn't getting cussed out. And to me, the extremes weren't there, but also being a kid, because young 20s, you're still a kid. There was still some very disruptive things going on in a relationship. Talking about the marriage is a whole nother different series of videos. But 2022, towards the end of 2022, after being married for not even 2 years, I knew I wasn't about to do this shit for the rest of my life. And after asking for clarity to make it so clear, when you want things to be like almost pungent, how in your face an answer can be, ask that the clarity is so clear that you don't have to question it anymore. Did that. We got into a small disagreement because I had been sleeping in another room. He told me to get my shit and leave. Not in those words exactly, but he said it. I want you to push off that leg to 7 and 8. Oh shit. And I got my shit and left. Was it our place? Yes. I didn't care. I need y'all to know that peace, even in a place that is unfamiliar to you, is better when you have the choice. When I'm choosing my peace, I'll take a bit of suffering for it because it's the peace that I want. So I got my shit, hauled ass. Didn't go to my mom and my sisters because just like anybody in a relationship, especially a marriage, until you have more clarity on if this bitch is over, you'll be going to your family, involving them and shit, and you know you're taking your ass back. So I dealt with it. Went to go sit with a very close friend of the family. She had an empty spot for me, in an empty room for me. Said, hey girl. She had already told me prior to, because she saw us interact maybe around the last couple of months. We were still doing stuff together with other people. She's like, if you ever need to come over, you know you could come over. Shout out to you, girl. Got to her house. Got my thoughts together and started to realize after months of, you know, lollygagging, thinking that something was going to change and it wasn't, that I was getting a divorce because I was with a man who chose pride over his relationship. Well, unbeknownst to me, the man had a whole child on the way that I just didn't know existed yet. So he had a lot of things on his plate. Also, while having another woman in our house that wasn't the baby mama, he was doing a lot. So needless to say, I asked for a divorce. Now, here's when things get fun. I was an entrepreneur, year 2.5, 3 into this mobile training. And if you're an entrepreneur who does not have items to sell, or it's not easy. There are a lot of people who do training and something else other than that. But the way the vision, the way the purpose is set up, I don't have the luxury. And I know y'all like, what you mean? I'm telling you, I don't have the luxury. So at 32 years old, I had to start over. We shared a vehicle. Although he had several vehicles, we shared a vehicle that was mine. And as soon as I took it, because I asked him when I left, you want me to take the Jeep? As soon as I took it, it gets to have all these problems that I can't pay for because I'm an entrepreneur who's just trying to keep my head above water, who has just transferred from being in a house with someone to not having anything but clothes and shoes and workout equipment and books, okay? So I was forced to give up the car because the car wasn't working and the car needed $3,000. And where am I gonna get that money from, huh? Where's it gonna come from? So I had to sit in the fact that I had to start over again. And I'm gonna be even more honest with you and take it a step further. There are some women who do the right thing, don't move in with anyone until they're moving with their husband. So you don't know anything outside of your relationships. Yes, you may handle bills or take care of certain bills at your house where your family stays, but you don't have the responsibility of being a wife. It is a job. It's one of the hardest jobs She don't get no PTO, no overtime, no bonuses. You working with the intent that something's gonna grow from this that's gonna be worth all of the sacrifices that you put in. So after realizing that was it for me, I think we got 2 more. I had to readjust, realign. Shit, I'm without a car, without a place to stay, without a husband, and for a lot of people, especially at that point, I was still very new to deconstructing religion. I knew I hadn't done nothing wrong because every prayer that I prayed was leading me to where I was. Just all of the people that had told me, it's not that bad, you can go back, girl, it's, you know, forgive them. Y'all ain't thought about going to no therapy? All of these things, it was like, girl, betrayal rewires your emotional DNA. Betrayal to the degree of finding out the series of things that I found out about my ex, including being with child with another woman who I literally knew her name. That's a whole lot of shit, y'all. And it was a difficult thing because I'm an entrepreneur, so if I don't work, I don't eat. Remember, I stayed quiet for about a year as my separation was going on. And what does that mean, Jay? That means crying in the car. Luckily, I wear glasses, putting on those glasses to cover up those puffy eyes, and training my clients. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have days off. There were no times for me to go to a villa and recollect. I did have great friends who took me out and made me feel loved, and my family, my mom and my sister, were a support system that I prayed for right before I even knew I would need it. But this last one, this side. But having to transition while trying to keep a whole business afloat. You know, I think, and I'm not saying one is better than the other. Having somebody else sign your checks in comparison to you being the only and sole proprietor of everything that comes into your account. The pressure, man. Having to do that in a place that's not my own. Mind you, half my shit is in one place, clothes in another place. Dealing with the fact that I don't know, I no longer have a vehicle. Where the hell am I gonna get a vehicle from? Where the hell am I gonna get a lump sum of money to put on the down payment for a vehicle? Like, the series of things that were going on in my mind over and over and over. Having to deal with the trauma of just the idea, you know, there are a lot of people who say, when you're getting married, your intention is not to divorce. I'm aware that it's possible of happening, and we had several conversations, i.e. me telling him, I'm not your mama. But there were also just the fact that I had been with this man most of my 20s. I got with him when I was 22, 23. The divorce was finalized when I was 33. And so 10 years of my life, a very magnificent, the wonderful 20s, it was spent me trying to perfect this relationship, trying to be caring and loving and all of the things that we are taught to be in a relationship. So that's where I was, having to worry about healing and my way of life, how I'm gonna live, how I'm gonna not be depending on other people, was very stressful. It was a lot to comprehend at one time, very overwhelming. And I tell people all the time, movement not only saved my life, but it saved that woman's son's life. Okay, we got 7-8 right here. And one more. Year passes by fast, and I look up and my aunt has done some crazy shit. My mom was 75% of my grandma's caretaker right up until the last 4 or 5 months of her life. She was the sole caretaker and she needed help. So I moved yet again back into my mom and my sister's home, and I had to basically take care of my grandma until her passing. Two more. No, this is two more. That was 6. 7. Last one. You can tell what leg is strong. One more. Good. For background purposes as well. The system has never been for my people. Be clear. In 94, 95, my mom was convicted of a felony class C because she was working and getting food stamps. Working at Burger King, mind you, taking care of her 2 kids as a single parent. Because of that, anytime she applied for a job, they denied her because you got something on your record. Well, now, as y'all know, as you may be scratching your head, you need food stamps. I mean, you need a job to get food stamps. So, a larger portion of my life, i.e. high school, was spent moving around to different places because it was very hard for my mom to keep a stable job. She was a hairstylist, but it was very hard to maintain a clientele. And moving around, not having stability was a fear of mine. So when I'm sorry, I had to get that out. Talking about it does that to me. When I moved again, it's just building up or digging up these really hard wounds that I had put beautiful ass band-aids over because church taught us to just praise through it and not really deal with the fact that we had been homeless. And I had been homeless during a very pivotal time. It took a therapist to tell me that was very pivotal. 13, 14, 15, 16, very pivotal time in my life. Still being voted most friendly in school, cheering, running track, in student council, trying to stay as occupied as I possibly can. So having to relocate multiple times after the divorce or going through the separation was just a knock-knock on the trauma that I, in my mind, have been trying to build and sustain when getting married, correct? Correct. Okay, we have 2 more and then we're gonna be done with our second round, okay? Oh, actually we have 1 more. Let's go ahead and get those burpee lateral jumps out of the way, okay? All right, we got the burpees into the lateral jump next. I think I'm gonna do 4 this round just because I think I can, right? You can stick to a 3, but I'm gonna shoot for 4 on each side, okay? Oh, there go my booty. Okay, let's go. Yeah, that folk do something different. I've seen so many different women come online, talk about starting over and how it's okay to do it. It's scary, it's uncertain, right? Unpredictable. But I can tell y'all, I've probably cried about 6 tubs full of tears since 2022, because that's when I started really settling with the fact that he won't change. What I'm requesting, he's incapable of doing. Even if he don't know, I'm well aware he can't do it. And so there is a beauty in starting over. Is it easy? No. I'm still transitioning, okay? I didn't want to make this video and I'd be in my apartment, right? I wanted to make this video because I think too many times we want to skip telling people about this part because we're so ready to get to the next part. There are days where I have in the past, I don't do that anymore, but I question, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Because I could just go get a job. I could just do something. I could just get a 9 to 5. I could just do training on the side. And then I get Miss Minnie, my 96-year-old client. And she's just like, Joy, you're the joy of my life. I will pray the prayer and get inside her house and she say something like that to me. And so starting over has been a beautiful thing because all of the parts of me, especially the parts that were traumatized by the way we had to live, they have been almost renewed because I have more time to focus inward. And because I've had to peel back to heal, there's no other way to heal and not repeat the offense again without peeling back. So I had to do some heavy peeling back. I still do peeling back now because sometimes I get very excited and proud of myself because I've changed and I see the growth and I see the healing. And then there'll be a slip up and it'd be like, whoo, okay, we need to go back to that meditation. we need to go rewrite about that. We need another prompt for that. Because it is not linear. I have been divorced legally for a year now. I was separated for 3 years. And in that time span, I found out about a child, I found out about multiple women, and I found about STIs. I had to get a procedure done. There was a series of things, y'all. And so every time I got up, like, okay, I found this out. Okay, but that's okay. Every time that happened, I was slammed again with more secrets, more lies. And so that healing was so demanding, okay? That healing is the part we will shy away from showing everybody. Healing are the silent moments. I partied a lot the first year, of course, right? My 20s were spent in a relationship mostly. I mean, granted, I had a wonderful college time, so I won't dare act like I didn't get a chance to experience anything. But my 20s, once I got back to the city, were spent in a relationship. We got one more. And so that first year, 2023, showing naked ass in the great state of Texas, you hear me? Making sure that him and all of the reporters that were reporting back to him, the women that had become fans of mine, I wanted everybody to see. And I will see how correct. See how I just meshed 2 different genres of songs because they both mean the same thing? And so that was 2023. 24 was more about mapping out my career. 2024 was about really stepping in more into what I want my brand to look like. being unequivocally unashamed. I'll give you another one, because I realized that I was insecure because I was with a man who was cheating all the time. I realized social media had destroyed the idea of what real entrepreneurship and building a business really looked like for normal people. You know, I'm not a fitness influencer. I know if I came on here wearing certain shit, and please, this is no shade to anybody who does it. I just didn't want to move like that. I still don't. I don't want my subscribers or followers to come because y'all see that ass moving or I'm wearing bump. Like, my brand is different than that, right? Once again, there are so many other people who do things for that reason. I don't have to be a part of that. My journey with movement came from needing something to not lose my fucking mind. The fact that movement, it went from just get your ass up and work out to just get your ass up and move, is because there were days where I just needed to do something, whether it be learning a dance, a TikTok dance, or learning an old dance that I forgot about and doing it full out a few times, or going to go run somewhere, or going to go dance at a lounge because I just really want to get that shit out my hips. Movement became my medicine. So there's a lot of movement on that last one. So it became my fuel. And 2024, that's what it was about for me. It was about, what do you want to do with that sweat? What are your goals, your real goals? You've had 2-3 years to just train while going through a divorce. What do you want to do? What are you trying to do with this? And I got more answers, right? So I began to execute as best I could, because still healing, still in therapy, still working through shit. So there would be days I want to move, but my body is just not allowing it. I just want to cry. I just want to sit outside, read a book, and cry. Drink some wine and cry. Meditate and cry. Speak to my ancestors, my uncles, my grandfather, the women I know who are in the ether looking out for me. That's all I want to do. I just want to talk to them and cry. And so the healing portion, it was so, and there are moments when I have to talk about everything that occurred in my life and I get upset again, rightfully so, right? I've learned that feeling that shit all the way through is what keeps me present, right? Trying to numb myself from shit I have to experience, whether I do it now or 17 years from now, it's redundant. Just get the shit over, be sad for a day, right? Be sad for a few days, be frustrated for a couple of days, see him and grit your teeth, see his family members and book, you know, like whatever you need to do, but feel that shit through. And I've had the privilege of being comfortable enough with myself, because honestly, I feel like that's the true way of you being able to feel all your feelings out, is if you feel comfortable with yourself, right? I got a chance to be comfortable with myself and work through that shit. I am in my apartment soon. Until then, we work. We relax. We release. Relax, relax, release. We do all of the things, right? We feel that shit, because starting over has been one of the most beneficial things I think about when I see couples, and that could be online, in the reality shows, a woman knows. And I tell people all the time, maybe it's a gift. It's always in their eyes. You see pain in people's eyes. You see hate in people's eyes, especially for their partners. You see the distaste. You see the fear. It be all in people's eyes. And I see that in women. And I hear women talk about, how society has made it out that, he spend bags on you, girl, and you get with these significant men. And my ex wasn't rich, but financial abuse was there. I was financially abused. And so those moments happen, right? And I think about, what if I would have stayed? Like, what if I found out about that baby and I said, you know what? I'm gonna make it work. What would my life be like? I already had disease in my body I didn't know about. What would my life be like had I stayed? And when I weigh out the fear of what my life looked like staying, and the certainty of starting over, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again. 4 more exercises and we're out of here, y'all. 3 rounds. We're burning wonderful calories. So keep breathing, taking your time. That's why I'm talking to in between these. This gives you and me enough time to kind of settle in between. What would you say to the young woman, man, or gender non-conforming individual who's afraid to start over? That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Fear, I think, is triggered by possibility. And you trying to figure out what your next step is instead of just stepping can be your make or break moment. Because y'all, I'm gonna be transparent as fuck. Had I stayed with that man, one of us would have not been here. And that's because there were times when we did have arguments, disagreements. I would leave the conversation like, am I crazy? Is it me? Am I the cuckoo one? And that type of thinking and second guessing your own feelings and emotions will drive you insane. Somebody who is the strong friend, once again, voted most friendly in high school, so you can imagine the perception. My first name is Joycelyn, or Joy. Imagine the responsibility that a kid thinks that she has to have to constantly give other people joy. And the people pleasing and the setup of what I had to experience, and eventually married, right? Because of those experiences. It shaped me, even though I was scared as hell of what it would bring. Being afraid, fearful is okay, right? It's a human emotion. Breathing, moving through said fear is courageous. And so, girl, I've been with this man for this many years. This woman for this many years. Gender non-conforming person for this many years. I've been in this family. I've been in this church. I've been in this friendship for umpteen years, and this is all I know. This is my comfort, right? What do I do? What you mean start over? I'm not gonna know anything. I don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Exactly. Like, y'all, that first week, waking up as someone else knowing what had just happened the day before. knowing what had just happened the week before, I was embarrassed as hell. That man put me out. And when I would tell people, they'll be like, he put you out? Ain't that y'all house? Yeah. But you can't ask for clarity, get the clarity and the answer, and then just straight ignore it, and then the following week be asking the same fucking question. You gotta listen. It's a journey, but such is life. You don't know what's gonna happen if you're in a happy relationship. Why would you sacrifice, right? That first month, that first time I had to say out loud, I'm getting a divorce. Some of the most heart-wrenching, like, bro, I can't put into words the amount of pain I felt. And I don't even think I love that man the way that I could truly love somebody. I think I have the capability to love somebody so much more. I just gave it to him as best as I knew he could take it. So I can't imagine what my life would have been like had I had the opportunity to really love him a little more, right? But at the same time, I wanted my peace. My body craved for peace, not quiet, because it was quiet as fuck in that house. I told you we were sleeping in 2 separate rooms. Not quiet, but peace. And those are 2 completely different things, right? You can have a lot of peace. I mean, you can have a lot of quiet in your home and it be tense as fuck, right? You don't know if y'all could breathe at the same time without y'all looking at each other like, don't breathe and I'm motherfucking breathe. You know, like, it was crazy. But I would do it because I gained myself. I gained the structure of who the hell I am. I had to sit with myself. I had to bring my own self-comfort. I had to be my own self-entertainment. I had to be my own self-therapist when, you know, on days, because granted, I have a therapist, had one then. That's not her job to do every goddamn thing. She gave me tools. She equipped me. She gave me things I needed to look at, things to read, terms to look up. I got 2 more to grow. I felt that. She couldn't raise my ass up from the bullshit. She couldn't change my emotions. She could only do her damn job. So that discovery, that self-discovery, self-love. And then next part to that is, which is where I'm at right now, what happens when you grow and the people that were with you when these most tumultuous times occurred are no longer there. The healing in that. I had to relocate again this year. The healing in that. Learning to give myself grace in all things. I'll do it every time. Starting over again is for you. It's not for the other person. It's not for the person that you have to leave to start over with because of. Ain't got shit to do with them. And the quicker your ego lets that go and allows you to experience whatever the hell whatever you're supposed to birth during that time, the more and the easier it will be to move. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all and tell y'all every day is easy. Sometimes this shit sucks. Okay? I'm at a place now where I'm not questioning anything because I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I've questioned and prayed far too much to not be prideful in the way that I'm moving, right? I'm proud of myself. I'm fucking proud of myself. My mom, in my mom's caption to me for my birthday, she said things that most people would have crumbled under. You have moved with grace. Bro, I have done an exceptional job with how I have moved throughout my life, the past 3 years of my life. It's not been easy. I wouldn't say highly recommend, but at the same time, I kind of would, because who I am now would be hugging the shit out of who I was 3 years ago. She would be telling her, girl, keep going. I know, keep going. Keep going. Like just keep waking up. That was one thing me and my mom would talk every day. This last one, y'all, we would talk every day. She would be like, Jay, just keep waking up. And days, I'm just like, Mom, why would he? Why? That wasn't it. That was not good. Use that core. There you go. She just said, keep getting up, Jay. You don't know why. Just keep getting up. You have your day. But keep getting up. And so, to the individual who needs to hear it, keep getting up, babes. It is hard. It's not for the faint. Everybody ain't gonna do it. Because if it was easy, we wouldn't be talking about it. But there is power, forgiveness, and self-love, appreciation, gratitude, like so much goddamn gratitude for being in this body and having this story. Because we all got one. We all are experiencing life in a way that is there to teach our soul different lessons. Last one. And so, closing thing, you guys did an amazing job. I'm gonna have to figure out what we're gonna call these. I'm proud of you guys. Remember, power movements are about training those fast twitch muscles, advancing your strength, your power, and your speed, okay? And on the life lessons portion, starting over is something that is required. If you don't do it now, you will do it at some point of your life. There will be a moment where you have to begin anew. And I'm grateful that I've been able to tell my story as I go through it. So even I remember these moments, and I don't take the moments that I've dreamed about for granted when I see them in real life. If you guys have stayed here thus far, I thank you guys so goddamn much for kicking in with me, being a part of this workout. If you are new here and you enjoyed this video, there are so many others like it. Please subscribe, share this video with anyone who's starting over again or someone who just needs an at-home workout. If you're at the gym and you just don't want to be around everybody or the machines, please hit this workout. All you need is a box or some steps and some dumbbells. I told you, you don't even need the band or the kettlebell, but you can use it if you have it. I think that is all that I do have to say. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the subscriptions. I see the new subscribers. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to continue to pour out as much as I possibly can, and I hope y'all receive it with open arms and love. Please be kind to yourself so that you are kind to someone else, because you do not know the ways into which you can change the trajectory of their goddamn day. I love you. I hope you love yourself, and I hope you know that movement can save your life. All right? It's all right to start over. Love y'all. Love y'all. Motherfucking love y'all. Bye.